like to review this meeting at a later time. All right, so welcome everyone. I am Principal Gagnon. This is our meeting for those of you who have students who will be returning to campus on next Monday, March the 8th. We are very excited. Next slide, please. At this time, if you have not already muted your microphone, we do ask that you do that. And you can type your questions into the chat box throughout the meeting, and I will answer all of the questions at the end of our presentation today that have been typed into the chat. Next slide, please. Today we will be discussing the following topics: the transition to in-person learning, what students will be wearing, our NHA COVID-19 protocols, the plan, preparing for our first day of school, health and safety, and I've actually moved the COVID protocols to that area as well, arrival, Driveline dismissal, and questions and answers, of course, at the end of our session today. The transition to in-person learning. So many of you have been wondering how many kids we have on campus, what our classrooms look like, class size, etc. So we are at about 352 students who will be returning to campus out of nearly 760. So just a little less than half. We have 13 elementary on-campus classrooms and 5 hybrid middle school classrooms. At the elementary level, we basically have 2 sections of on-campus instruction, except for kindergarten, which has 3. And below you can see all of our grade levels. And then in kindergarten through 5th grade, how many kids are in each of those classes. So for example, when you look at 3rd grade, we have 2 classrooms at the 3rd grade level with 25 students in them each. So that is reflected right there. And then our 6th, 7th, and 8th grade, that's total number of students who are returning on campus. And so those are not, that's not how many kids are in a class, that's how many are returning from those grade levels. Next slide, please. So gradebook and progress reports for our in-person and hybrid students, as well as those of you that have been virtual this whole time, our grades are updated every 2 weeks, and we will begin again to send those printed progress reports home with you. However, we do want to encourage you to still use and check the parent portal, because you can look at your kids' progress anytime you wish by using the parent portal. But we will be sending those printed progress reports home as well. And then per the DEA handbook, students have 1 day per absent day to complete any missing work. So for example, if your student was absent on a Monday, by Wednesday, all of their makeup work would be due. This goes for all of our students. So again, for each day the student is missing school, they have 1 additional day to complete those missing assignments. If you have an extenuating circumstance, then we ask that you please speak with your child's dean to make accommodations. And the clip regarding makeup work from the student and parent handbook is right here on the slide. Next slide, please. So you may be wondering about your students' Chromebooks. Student Chromebooks. All right, so elementary students are going to be leaving their computers at school daily. So the teachers have black Chromebook holders, and there will be a specific spot for your student to put his or her Chromebook in, but they will be staying on campus unless we're expecting inclement weather, in which case they will bring them home because we'll switch to virtual learning. Middle school hybrid instruction, because we have middle schoolers on campus 2 days and learning at home for 3 days, the middle schoolers will bring their Chromebooks to and from school daily. So that is an important adjustment for our middle school students there. So what should your kid wear to school? Kids are wearing their full uniform. So for elementary, that's the lime green tops and navy blue bottoms, or you may wear a white top with navy blue bottoms. Our middle school students are wearing a white collared shirt that buttons down, and the students may wear tan, khaki, or navy blue bottoms. So that is a change that we have made for this school year. Again, middle school students can still wear navy or khaki bottoms. So I've been receiving, can you go back? Sorry. I've been receiving a lot of questions about where can you get uniforms right now because it's not the beginning of the school year. So a couple of places. One P&D uniform at 8.5 Mile in Hayes has uniforms. In addition, you can go to our school website, and there's a link so you can order uniforms there. I've heard some parents say that they've ordered clothing from Amazon, and one parent on yesterday's meeting even shared that she got navy blue bottoms for her son at Costco. So those are all different places where you can find uniforms. Thank you. Ms. Barlow has shared Amazon and the Children's Place as well. Thank you. Next slide, please. So our plan. So elementary students spend 5 days learning in person in a cohort. Instruction will resume as normal. Actual paper assignments. Yes, no more technology, right? It will include ELA, math, science, social studies, moral focus, and specials. And Wednesdays are full instructional days. So our kids are here, elementary kids, K-5, you are here 5 days a week. Our middle school hybrid students are in a cohort, and they are on campus for 2 days and at home for 3 days, learning while they're at home. So they're still learning all 5 days, just 2 days on campus and 3 days at home. And Dean Lennon and her middle school team are getting that information out to all of you middle school parents. At some point today, you will receive that to know which 2 days your child is to be on campus. Okay. And then siblings have been placed on the same days, middle school kids, so that when you're here, their sibling is also here as well. All right. Next slide, please. So we will revert back to our morning assemblies, which we held over the loudspeaker for the past how many ever years we've been here. But so this will be live streamed now, moving into trimester 3. And as a Title I school, these are the parts of our morning assembly that we participate in. We say the Pledge of Allegiance, we say the DEA Student Creed, and then we share announcements. We also talk a little bit about moral focus at that time as well. That will start right at 8:00 a.m. for morning assembly. And specials. So on the left side of the screen, you see all of our specials times of when students have specials. This is the same as any regular year of when our students have specials. What you should know is different is that our specials teachers are going to be pushing into the classroom with the exception of physical education. And as you see in my notes here, physical education will take place in the gym, and there's a certain traffic flow. And the reason for that is that we do not want one cohort of students passing by another cohort of students in opposite directions. So when kids exit, they'll go out of the gym and up through the middle school side, and then people coming into the gym will come in from the first floor middle school. Middle school students will rotate through art, music, and physical education only. They will not have technology for trimester 3. So breakfast and lunch will now be received, the students will receive that while they are at school. So when kids come in the morning, they'll actually pick up their breakfast as they come into the school and take it with them to their classroom. And then lunch will come directly to the classroom. Again, we're not having anybody extra in the hallway or anything like that. If you want to send your student to school with a lunch, it has to be a cold lunch as we cannot warm lunches up. And we do not allow fast food lunches on our campus because we're trying to promote healthy eating. So if you have any questions about that, feel free to reach out to me or your child's dean. But cold lunches only for student lunches if you don't want them to receive a school lunch, please and thank you. And special education. So students can only be pulled together if they're from the same cohort. So if I have some 5th grade students and 3rd grade students that normally get pulled together this school year, they will not be pulled together because they cannot mix. Okay, and then students will receive their special education services as indicated on their IEP from their special education provider. And preparing for our first day. Supplies. So hybrid middle school students will be provided with pencils and materials as needed for various classes by the school. So no need to worry about that. And each elementary student will be provided with supplies while they are on campus. So that means we've purchased pencil pouches for all of our elementary kids. And in the pouch, they'll have pencils, pens, highlighters, crayons, scissors, a mini pencil sharpener, and a glue stick. It is important to note that this pouch will remain at the school because they'll need those materials here, as materials are not going to be shared between students. Everybody will have their own supplies to use while they are here at school. And supplies that we need the students to bring back. So while I realize you may not have some of these items, we do want as many of these items to come back. Specifically, we do know that everyone has their Chromebook and charger. We need those to come back to the school. Students will continue to do their Dreambox and iReady while they're here at the school, so they do need those Chromebooks back here. So Chromebook and charger, headphones, some of these things were only passed out to certain grade levels. Again, if you have them, please bring them back to school. But headphones, mouse, workbooks, including the Reader's Writer's Notebook, shared reading consumable book, their handwriting book, any novels that you've received, AR books, number racks for kindergarten through second graders, and their whiteboard. And the only thing that we're really requesting from you parents is tissue and whiteboard markers. So our kids tend to go through tissue really quickly, so we appreciate any tissue that you can donate to your child's classroom, as well as whiteboard markers, because those are fun and we like to use them a lot in our learning. If you would like to send any other supplies with your child, you are welcome to do so, but we will have it covered here on campus. And some of you may be wondering about recess for students. So if the weather is allowing us to go out to recess, the students will go out. As you can see, there's a certain door that students will exit and a certain door that students will come back in, again, so that we do not have anyone crossing paths in the hallway. Each classroom this year has their own set time for recess. The classes used to all go out from the same grade level at the same time, but this year, because we are keeping our cohort of students together, every classroom has a set time for recess. Students will receive hand sanitizer before going on the playground and then before entering the classroom again, and masks are to be worn the entire time for recess. And bathroom breaks. So the students will be socially distanced in their hallway, and only one classroom will be in the hallway at a time. There are spaces on the floor where students can sit or stand. And bathroom breaks are going to occur on a schedule. So the schedules will be posted in the hallway by the restrooms. And so if let's say your child needs to use the restroom, but another class is out there, we're only doing that in case of emergency, and only one student can leave the room at a time. Again, because we're cohorting students, we do not want students mixing in with other students whenever we can help that. So bathroom breaks will be scheduled. Next slide, thank you. So drinking fountains. Our drinking fountains are off limits. We're following the CDC guidelines. So we do ask that students bring a water bottle from home that's already filled. Right now, again, our drinking fountains are off limits, but eventually we will be having water bottle filling stations, but I'm not sure when those will be arriving. So again, please send your student to school with a bottled water. And NHA COVID-19 protocols. So there are several protocols that we have to follow. And let me tell you, there is a plan for every case and scenario. And so the main thing that I wanted to focus on this page is over to the left where it says symptoms. Any one of the following not explained by a known or medical physical condition. So if your student has an uncontrolled cough, shortness of breath, loss of taste or smell, keep your child home. If your child has at least two of the following symptoms not explained by a known medical or physical condition. So I'm thinking of if your kid has asthma or allergies and it's a known medical condition, sometimes kids have some of these cases happening like a runny nose. That's a known medical condition, but we would need documentation. Okay. So if your child has a fever, chills, body aches, a headache, sore throat, nausea or vomiting, diarrhea, fatigue, congestion, or runny nose, please keep your child at home. We take everyone's safety very seriously. I'm talking about the safety of your child, the other children in the classroom, as well as my staff. Everyone wants the kids to come back and learn, but we want to make sure that it's done in the safest way possible. So please keep your children at home. If there are extenuating circumstances where we do have a positive case or a close contact, the parents who are have students who are impacted will be informed. Okay, so please know we are taking this very seriously, and everyone's safety is of utmost importance at our school. And then, Dean Randolph, this is where we have the video, I believe. You click to the next slide. I don't know if we're going to be able to hear it from here.
Did you hear anything?
Nope. I think you just have to share a tab. Yep, now
Hello, Detroit Enterprise families. This is Mr. Underwood, the school safety specialist and technology teacher. At Detroit Enterprise Academy, we want to be as transparent as possible so you can make an informed decision as a parent whether you feel it is safe to bring your student back into the building. At Detroit Enterprise Academy, we are following all state, local, and federal guidelines to ensure that we are in compliance with the latest COVID-19 protocols. During arrival, students are checked by a dean for a mask, their temperature will be taken, they will wash their hands with hand sanitizer at the door, and when they get to their classroom, a packaged meal will be provided. Our classes at Detroit Enterprise Academy are following the current social distance guidelines. All classroom high touch points will be sanitized with an appropriate sanitizer that is rated to kill the COVID-19 virus. All students and staff members will be masked in the classroom, and staff-student barriers will be used where needed for face-to-face instruction. Classes will also be kept in a cohort, which means that the students will only see their classmates on a daily basis, and they will travel together as that class and not mix with other classes to reduce the amount of students that they will see on a daily basis. Our hallways are also socially distanced. Directional markers are found in all of the hallways in our building, showing students which side of the hallway to travel on and how far apart to stay during a bathroom break in the hallway. Passing times will be limited to one class in a hallway at a time to reduce face-to-face interactions between other classes. Our school will go through rigorous cleaning procedures following CDC guidelines. This means that high touch point areas will be sanitized according to the CDC schedule, as well as deep cleanings happening in the school if there is ever any type of outbreak. Staff at our school must fill out a daily COVID-19 check-in survey. On this survey, staff members must state whether or not they have any new COVID-19 symptoms or if they've been in contact with anyone with the virus. All staff are also provided with the proper sanitizers and information how to use these sanitizers for their classrooms. Detroit Enterprise Academy is working to ensure that we are the safest choice for your student in the city of Detroit.
Thank you, Dean Randolph, and we're going to return back to the presentation. All right, so emergencies, medication. Medication for students, whether it is an inhaler or aspirin, anything like that, has to remain in our main office at school for your child's safety as well as the safety of the other students and staff in the room. Please contact Miss Morgan or Miss Garrett if your child will need medication while at school. And there you see on the screen our school's phone number. So we can make sure that we're following all of the proper protocols for administering medication to your student while he or she is on campus. And emergency contacts. It's a great time to check your emergency contacts by visiting your parent portal and making sure that all of your emergency contact information is accurate and up to date in case we need to contact you if you have to come pick up your student or if something happens. That is very important to us. And personal protective equipment, or PPE. So students in grades kindergarten through 12th grade must wear a face mask, and this is a order by the state of Michigan, unless they are medically unable to do so. And we do ask that you send an extra mask with your student in his or her backpack, especially our little ones. Sometimes they have a tendency to get wet and other things, so it's always good to have an extra mask for your child in his or her backpack. And our DEA school board has purchased air purifiers for all of our classrooms that have in-person students. So those will be in all of our classrooms here at Detroit Enterprise Academy. And arrival. This year, arrival is going to take place at door 3, which is on Defer Street. So in all the years past, our kids have come in through the gym door. That is no longer happening. So this is a major change. I want to make sure everyone is dropping their kids off at the right location. So door 3 is on Defer Street. And at the door, a temperature check and mask check will occur for your son or daughter. Students will then grab breakfast, head to their classrooms, and receive hand sanitizer there. Students who have a temperature of 100.4 degrees or more will not be permitted to enter the school building. And students exhibiting signs of COVID-19 will also not be able to enter the building. Again, if your child is not feeling well, please keep them at home. Anyone arriving after 8:05 a.m. will need to enter through our main office door, door 1. The office team will take the student's temperature and do the mask check there as well. So here you can see an overview of Detroit Enterprise Academy. And on this, you see number 3. That is door 3. That is where our students will be entering to start their school day. And Driveline dismissal. This is super important. So this year we're using a program called Driveline. So each family that has students from the same household received a numbered dashboard card. These were passed out in September. They're blue with a 3-digit code on them. So if you have more than one student, everybody in your family has the same 3-digit number. The numbered dashboard card is required for student pickup. Again, all pickups are occurring on Defer Street only. So we are going to complete a Driveline run through with our staff this week, but you will see the process for yourself starting on Monday morning with arrival. We're asking that you please leave all of your kids in the car when you get to school, and we will direct you when they can get out of the car. That way we have that staggered arrival and everyone is not entering at the same time. Okay, next slide, please. So for parents that want to walk up to a door to receive your children, that's going to take place at door 6, which is the gym door on Beneteau. Okay, and here are photos of what the dash cards look like. So the front, you see a 3-digit number, and on the back, you have a thumbs up. Okay, so this is the paper that was passed out to you really early on. So you can see how the Driveline process works. This will also happen at arrival time as well, okay? So school is dismissed at 3:00 p.m. You take your dash card and stick it on the dashboard of your vehicle, and you should have received 4. That way, anyone picking up your student should be able to have that dash card. What will happen is all the way close to Jefferson Street, someone will be typing in your number, and then those numbers go into the system and tell the teachers which students need to come outside. So as you are pulling up, we ask you to pull completely forward and as close to the vehicle in front of you as possible. And students remain inside again until their number is called. Please do not park on this street or get out of your car. We want everyone to stay in your car for our process to continue safely and efficiently. Students will only load into vehicles in the pickup area. So if you look at the map, you see all those orange little rectangles. Those are the only vehicles that will be loaded at a time. So that's 12 vehicles there. Those vehicles will not be released. So even if you're the first couple of cars and your kids are in there, we're not releasing those until all 12 of those cars are filled. Once your car has your children in, we have you flip over your dash card and it will have a thumbs up. Again, parents that want to park and walk up should park and proceed to door 6 where the yellow star is. That's our gym star. And you will show your dismissal tag there. They'll type it in and then your scholar will come to the door. This year, parents are not permitted to come in the building and pick any students up. That's for COVID protocols and safety. So that change, it is a change for this school year and for years forward that we're using this process. So we have had a traffic engineer approve our plan as well as the 5th precinct has reviewed and approved our plan. So if you recall last school year, a few times during dismissal, Beneteau was shut down by the police because we were backing up traffic onto Kercheval. So that's why we will be using D First Street this year for arrival and dismissal. And then on this next slide, you will see an overview again. So there's door 3. Cars that are in the orange area will be loaded and then dismissed, and then the next group of cars will pull forward. If you would like to get out of your car, you need to park on Beneteau Street and walk up to the door with your card, and then your student will come there. Next slide. Oh, can you go back one more? Sorry. So if you have lost your blue Driveline cards because it's been a long time, I understand, please contact our main office and we will prepare a new set of Driveline cards for you. But you must have those blue Driveline cards to pick your students up from school. Again, if you lost them, call our office and we'll have some new ones ready for you to pick up. You can pick them up tomorrow if you'd like. All right, next slide is the YWCA at Detroit Enterprise. And Mr. Sanders, I did not boot you off the meeting today. So if you'd like to unmute and just talk to us about this, you can go ahead.
Well, we are offering before and after care, and our beginning times are 6 a.m. and then we start back up again at 3:15, and we end at 5:45 with a 15-minute grace period to 6. And any information you may need, I have. You can see me Monday when you get it, when you come and pick the children up or drop them off in the morning. I can give it to you any way you want me to provide you with it. I will be leaving you a telephone number where you can call once you're out there to drop your child off or pick them up. And I will bring the child to the door to you.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
I was just going to say that Mr. Sanders' phone number is right here on the slide, the 313-443-9938. And that does a great job of supporting the kids getting their homework done first, and then they have some fun time after that. So it is a great program. Our parents who have had children in it absolutely love the program and love Mr. Sanders. So please give him a call with any questions you may have.
Yes. Thank you.
Thank you. Next slide, please.
You're welcome.
And late students. So excessive late pickup from school may result in a student being moved back to virtual learning. And this determination will be made by the administrative team. Again, we're trying not to mix students together. So it is important that they are picked up on time. So late students who are not picked up by 3:15 will be escorted to the late pickup area. Parents who arrive after 3:15 will need to pick up their children from the late pickup area. A fee of $1 per minute will be charged to the student's family for every minute after 3:15. So staff is going to try to contact the people listed on the emergency contact form. That's why it's really important that your numbers are updated. If kids are still at the school until 5 o'clock p.m., at that time, the local police department will be contacted to escort the child home. Okay, so we take this very seriously. We understand that things happen. Flat tires happen. People are running late. We need communication, please. We start to worry. Our kids start to worry when people are not there on time. It is very important, if you are going to be late, that you contact our main office and let them know why and what's going on so that we can, proceed accordingly. But we want to assure our students, if you're running late, and let them know your mom or dad called, they're running late, they're on their way. It just helps make everyone feel more comfortable and at ease. Again, the dismissal is from 3 o'clock until 3:15. Okay, next slide, please. And this is just a little advertisement that a parent shared with me that Meyer and Detroit PAL are partnering together for a special turkey donation giveaway. This will be occurring next Thursday, March 11th from 2 to 7 p.m. and it's taking place at Detroit PAL. So please feel free to stop by there to pick up a turkey for your family. And finally, we are at questions. So if you can remain muted, I'm going to take a look at any questions that have been asked so far. Oh, we only have one so far, asking if you can donate bottles of water. Yes, you definitely can donate any bottles of water to your child's classroom. Okay, do you have any other questions? Miss Turner? Is that your hand? Go ahead.
Yes. Hi, I'm late to the meeting, but my son is new to Detroit Enterprise Academy, and he was telling me that I guess he was being told in his classroom that new students can't come back on Monday. I know he's in group 2, so I thought he was doing hybrid where he would go back to class on Thursday and Friday. But is that true that new students can't come back? Can't come in?
No. Is your student a middle schooler?
Yes, he is.
Okay, so middle schoolers are in 2 different groups. So they're in group A, which comes back on Monday, Tuesday, and group B is in person Thursday, Friday.
Right.
So
okay.
Students, yeah. So if he's in the Thursday, Friday group, then he would be learning virtually Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, and then come onto campus Thursday and Friday. But it's nothing to do with him being new to the school.
Okay, I figured that was just a rumor, and I thought he was making it up. But
no,
can you tell me what color uniforms do we need?
Sure. Yes, he should have a white collared shirt and either navy blue or khaki bottoms.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Any other questions that I can answer? Are there uniforms at the school for purchase? Yes, we do have uniform tops here at the school for purchase, and they are $10. You just call the office and let Miss Morgan or Miss Garrett know, and they can set those aside for you. Any other questions? Again, this meeting is recorded. Miss Alexander?
Yes, it's about the bathroom break. My child, she's in the 5th grade, but I don't want her to have an accident because she did in all her previous grades. But her bladder, it don't feel properly, so she'll have to, if she used the